Endpoint have not got a goalkeeper. Seiko turning up the line here, not able to cover the net. Metza unable to get in the way of Archie. That's 1-0 SMPR already.
Yeah, it's already very... We should have hit the crossbar. Surely they've zeroed in on this at this point. No way do Endpoint not get a goal. Up goes Relating Wave. Oh! It's finally in.
Forcing it through. Relating Wave just absolutely slamming it on target. They're starting fast in the grand final. This is what we criticized them of yesterday. They just didn't have the snap on their shots until later on in their quarterfinal. Not the same today. They are coming out hot. SMPR have to respond now. They really don't want to leave themselves in that kind of position. Chaussette denied, but not actually enough. Seiko got a touch on it, but it's got in.
I think that's a great example of hitting the ball so hard, it doesn't matter who's there. Chaussette puts it low, an attempt from Seiko. And yeah, you can hear from Johnny exactly why Relating Wave might have wanted that himself.
Yeah, it looked like Seiko just called it, and he was pretty confident that he had a save there, but you can't dodge downwards. Oh, Relating Wave's off the post and out. That bounce really just did him there. He wasn't ready for it. Not that you can blame him. That might be just open for Archie. Chaussette's going to put it in instead. Archie didn't have boost. Chaussette does. Wow, what a turnaround. SMPR lost the lead. Now they've got it and doubled it.
This is going to be an awful loss for Endpoint if this ends up going against them, because
despite the wonderful solo aerial plays that we saw from them in the semi-final, it's not going to pay off here though. And it is in fact going to be another goal there for Archie, just skipping over the line on 0 seconds. Game is already confirmed, of course. Yeah, SMPR just took the chances. Clinical performance from them, and I like what I'm seeing from all three players today, not just the Archie show like it was yesterday.
Absolutely not. SMPR coming straight in with the momentum of winning their previous number 2. Relating Wave outpaces Seiko. It's going to be a tough angle. He'll always give it a go. He wasn't followed. That's the follow. No! Somehow, it was almost saved, but Metza got enough purchase on the ball to turn it in for 1-0.
A great angle shot from Metza with the air roll. How about that from Casio as well? Having to dodge just to get around that ball and turn what looked like an own goal into a save. But the spin as the ball hit the post just sent it right back into the net. 1-0 Endpoint. Seiko going to try and make it 2 here. He's up against Chaussette, and he gets past him. Seiko doubles it up for Endpoint.
This time it's Endpoint that gets some kickoff goals. Look at that, Chaussette. He dares him, and Seiko, well, he'll never back down from the dare. 2-0 to end.
It's not entirely Endpoint who've got the comeback potential of this matchup. I think it just shows that they've got more of it.
Off the backboard, Archie can't run to the shot. Instead, he taps it off to Chaussette.
Wow.
Unreal passing play. And how about that for a lack of selfishness?
Oh, look at that pass from Archie. Chaussette is right beside him. But the blind pass hits the...
One more shot at this. Bit of a wasteful hit, really. Not too sure where he wanted that one to go. And with that one dropping to the ground, we've got ourselves a tied-up series.
Really big game there for Endpoint. Immediately ending that winning.
You need to be so on point, so precise with your execution. Chaussette. Seiko versus Archie. Archie's got yet another one put past him by an unrelenting Seiko.
This guy's just got it all. Simply, he's just got the aerial game, and he's got
1-0 still the scoreline. Endpoint just want to hold on for a little while longer. They're going to look at another one! And it is an unfortunate own goal. Ball would have been on the goal line. And that is going to be credited to Relating Wave.
Well, Archie's a bit cheeky with his positioning on that one. Just
immediately, it will be game 3 done and dusted. What a series we have had so far. We've got potential for 19 more of these. Endpoint have got the lead.
Man, Seiko is just unstoppable in offense at the moment. But how about Relating Wave? Yeah, and you're just not going to have many mistakes to this guy to count. Relating Wave, again, controlling the ball and beating in a 50-50. Oh, Metza's not in a comfortable spot there, though. That's 1-0 for SMPR. That timeout buff immediately effective. Metza Norris. Expect that he would have had that one covered. It looks like he just ended up in no man's land. Side onto the play. Positioning at the back post there, covering the only dangerous angle. Of course, he can lunge to the other side of the net, but once you've committed forward, you can't easily go back when you are driving a car. Seiko goes straight through this one, though. And what looked like SMPR had under control very quickly went against him. Metza and Relating Wave are just so fast. to recycle that play.
Decided to finally use the cross, trying to create something. Not the best touch either. That's going to invite Castillo in. He lays it off the Chaussette.
Oh.
Too high, but where's the follow? There it is. 2-1.
Chaussette showing that he's got a backup plan here. Fakes the shot. Instead goes to the backboard. That's baited 2 jumps out of Endpoint. And he's trusting Archie to place. Lightning Wave will manage to do so in the midfield. Metza beats his man to the ball. Only one back right now for Semper, but it's Archie. Gets one touch on it, but it's not a good one. Seiko puts it into the open net. Archie was able to reach the ball, but he had to stall for a bit longer. His teammates are not back anytime soon.
It's just that moment right there when you're in that position. And more importantly, Endpoint could be a goal away from giving themselves 3 series points. Archie scored, and it was a slow roller across the field. Here's his last hit, and that's all it took.
Castillo's faked that relating wave of beauty there. Not intentional by any means. He wanted to get a touch on that and just slam it into the roof of the net. But relating wave, anticipating a hit, ends up missing the ball. Now no time left for Endpoint. They've got to equalize on 0 seconds, and it's not going to happen. Semper keep up the streak of teams winning after they call a timeout and tie up the series in the process.
5-0 now for timeout teams. The moment you start challenging him in the midfield is the moment we know Seiko's going to take the ball to get to the air. Take it over the top of you. Metza wipes out Chaussette.
Okay.
And Seiko did not need an outplay this time. Could walk it in.
Yeah, big play by Metza. He's hunting down Chaussette here. Look at the pathing over the small boost pads as well. He's darting left and right to keep up full momentum.
Get yourself an easy goal. Much higher focus on them. Got another player gone. And we've got another goal scored.
Metza making plays. He sets up the first goal, scores the second one. And that's all on Castillo. Just not the touch that he was looking for. He's trying to clear the ball across the box. Maybe get a second touch as it comes back off.
Archie finally joining him, just a little bit off on the timing. And that leaves Castillo all by himself. Every time you commit to these sort of plays, it leaves them vulnerable to death. But you're always vulnerable, though, to a Seiko outplay. That is just a fact of being on the server.
Look at the tight angle rebound here from Seiko. He doesn't even knock it in with the wheels. He's confident that he's got that angle into the side of you. And every time you make a big play, you get to look at him smiling. You might be onto something here. Metza's going to try and go all the way himself here against Chaussette, who's out of boost. Metza puts it through him. Second goal for the Finn. Seiko actually wanted a piece of that as well. They're queuing up to take on Chaussette 1v1.
Well, it'll be nothing but smiles, as you can see, after that one goes in. That is game done. I asked who was going to be the first team to truly dominate one. This is it. Endpoint, 4-0. It would take a catastrophic collapse for them not to take this, especially Metza with a hat trick. And what a hit. Talk about clean.
Metza Norris had a couple hiccups in the last game, but he's been on fire in game 5. The lead, and they will lead by that crucial game going into the business end of the series. And no timeout available for Semper. They've already used it. It got them 1 win immediately afterwards, but Endpoint responded with a 5.
Back into the midfield. Metza for his chance. It's back down. Seiko, he scored. Of course he scored.
What a pass by Metza, though. Takes it from the midfield up onto the sidewall, catches it on the sidewall before coming down off the ceiling to center the ball. And Seiko just had...
Well, Endpoint have started well. Seiko looks to keep adding to it. There's no way. Metza just has to turn it in. Seiko is styling in a grand final of the European Grand Prix.
Oh, just too strong. Seiko just muscles it through 2. Wave dash 50-50 after
30 seconds now, Johnny. Seiko with control of the ball. Seiko with control of the entire series from the looks of it.
Oh, wow. There it is. Relating wave just finds a way through. Look at the outplays from Endpoint again and again. They are just not letting Semper get touches, and can't really blame Castillo for throwing himself at that one. Hard to tell if it's in from that angle. First series to Endpoint, and Semper have got a lot of thinking to do before the next one gets started.
Yeah, there is Series 1 secured for Endpoint. Half the job done as they look to get their second tournament win of the split. They were not... We're making, a sort of long look back as we do see at least an attempt here. It's going to be difficult to find a real scoring angle. Relating wave does do exactly that. And suddenly, rather than going direct for the backboard, they increase the width of the field and find this.
Yeah, Seiko just going to get an easy pickup here. No goalkeeper in.
Right into the awaiting car of Archie. Seiko off the backboard. Oh! What a hit!
He's not done. He's not done. Did he waste all his plays earlier on? No, he didn't. Oh my goodness, look at the placement. That's absolutely from the double tap, high above the net.
Well, usually highlight reels are supposed to take multiple months, maybe years. Seiko's getting one as quickly as possible. Archie's got one back as quickly as possible. And for as good as the goals were that we've seen, this one counts all the same.
Yeah, Metsa panicked a bit there. He had someone right behind him. When you get into playoffs like this, you start to see that number drop down a bit lower. And the fact that he's actually climbed and got 1.46 now, make it a bit higher. He's got 2 at this game.
Can we get an update on that one, please?
He's got 3 now in this game, so it's just climbing even higher. Seiko just does not stop scoring, but the assists are coming through as well from the teammates.
Doesn't quite have a few more panic plays. That's really been his only downside thus far in today's tournament. Actually, he's been kind of caught out here. I think he might have been getting demoed or getting hit. I'm not entirely sure what's happened to the goal line.
Yeah, Seiko... Metzner probably expected Seiko to get a better 50-50 there, so he's tried to move forward. It's getting away from him. He uses the last drop of boost to get a reset on the ball. And there's another one. I mean, every single play here, Seiko's just making ridiculous touches. What a shot from Metzner. 4-2, 2-goal lead reinstated for Endpoint. And as always, they are not afraid to get the whole squad up for attack. That's Metzner diving in as third man, but he knows he's got a clean touch.
There we are. Game number 1 secured. Endpoint letting SMPR know that there is no way that this is just going to get handed to them. If SMPR want to take this tournament victory, they're going to have to go through an on-form Endpoint.
To play with someone like Seiko than a demo main who's gone for extended periods of time. Seiko is recovering quickly every play. And look at the placement once again. It was top left last game, top right this game. Seiko just does not miss. Josette, however, probably wishes he hit that ball somewhere else. You can't be doing that when Seiko's coming at you. To top corners. What a touch by Archie, but Seiko again, as he's recovering, making himself relevant. Now wait, where's Castillo? Archie gonna come right back in for this one himself, and he scores it. Definitely a reluctance to get the whole team forward. Castillo got demoed there. Archie had to come back in on the rotation, but he does put it in. SMPR tie.
And they're on time. The sort of shot that always looks weird when you miss it, but simple enough. Just couldn't get to the ball. As Archie stuck it under the keeper.
Oh, what a pass by Josette. Unconventional, certainly. Effective. Absolutely. He actually just lands on it, and it comes right back out to Archie, who continues to impress.
Boost has to get hold of some small pads. He's done just enough. He's got the reinforcements. He had less reinforcements. Seiko has made it 2 each.
Drop down pass comes in for SMPR at one end. Castillo didn't get there in time. Happens at the other end for Endpoint, and they do have Seiko arriving.
Convinced his teammates to go for the half rotation. Passed it over to him for the shot. By the way, almost a minute and a half played. Seiko off the back. He's got another one. Hat trick for Seiko. And he's got his team 2-0 in this series.
Am I watching a Seiko training pack right now? What is going on? Every single game, he's just scoring unbelievable goals in a grand final right before the first lad.
For a goal. And they haven't been confident enough just yet. When we see Endpoint do it, they are more than confident. Here's the chance. Castillo, he's got the crossbar. He's more than ready.
Oh, what a play by Archie. It looked like Castillo just squandered a wonderful opportunity here. Archie bumps the goalkeeper, pops the ball into the backboard. Should have been scored by Castillo, but at least Archie's kept ball cam on. Turns around.
Can't get the ball past Josette. And quite a few players that have been forced to hear that on occasion. Archie wants to make it too. He's gone and done it. SMPR show themselves signs of life. And 2-0. And more importantly, they've kept Endpoint from scoring. This will be massive for the mentality moving into the rest of the series.
Yeah, still though, Endpoint do look dangerous. I love the start of this game from SMPR. The increased pressure, that presence that they had in the midfield. that's what they need to be doing if they're going to keep a, you know, kind of a 50-50 matchup here. As soon as they end up in defense, Endpoint look dangerous every single attack. And, you know, they overcommitted with, I think, 10 seconds to go. But outside of being a goal down with 10 seconds left, that's not going to happen for Endpoint. Again, they're pretty good at, I think, going for plays that look risky, but they can actually make it work. As we see for sure where it's going to be headed. Archie's been unreal today, though, so I'm sure a lot expected him to score. Now he does! Minute and 20 to go. Archie with a much easier read on that bounce. And SMPR do lead 1-0.
No guesswork required for Archie this time round. Just pure power. Drops it down. SMPR have got the goal. And we could be heading right over to a 2-each scoreline. How is SMPR going to deal now with the last 80 seconds? It's off the backboard. Archie, he's starting to take over.
Okay, Archie getting a second one. That was a very confident double as well. He doesn't slow down for a moment. He doesn't give Seiko any chance to intercept that.
Hit very nicely. Easier to do in defense than it is in offense. 19 seconds. It's a flurry.
Oh!
It's 2-1. We have got an incredible end to this game on its way.
Relay Wave pops it middle off the wall. Metza fakes the shot while centering it to Seiko. Again, it's all three players from Endpoint getting involved late in the game, putting deadly shots on target. They got 16 seconds left in an attempt to tie this one. Relating Wave might be able to get a run ahead demo. He does! Archie gets off that one! Endpoint tie!
They did it against Dignitas! They do it against SMPR! Metza right down the middle. 2 each.
Last man coming in sideways to get a preferable angle to clear the ball into the corner. He's taken out of the game. Archie going to try and place this into the top corner. All the way himself. No way! SMPR make it work. Look at Archie go. Everybody's expecting the back post pass. And he just goes all the way to the top shelf. Just bumps him into it, but no assist will be credited, as Archie's the only one who touched the ball. SMPR tie the series after Endpoint came back late in game number 4.
SMPR just heard us talking about how they never send enough players to score the goal.
Angles. Now the ball's actually not hit the ceiling, and that's caused everybody to miss the read. And almost did it go, surely. Seiko's going to make sure of it, but not before it bounces off both posts. And as the lateral movement comes into play in offense, Endpoint are the team in profit.
It's the really horrible one, because Cassio's got to watch the ball go right past him a second time.
But it's just gone straight into the middle. Not a lot of time left for SMPR. They're trying to pass in field, but the interceptions are coming through. Oh, what a bump! Cassio and Seiko have been at war for decades, but this one definitely hit home. What a clattering touch, and the shot was just fast enough to beat the recovery.
Looking for that one big play, that one big demo. Both teams are still after it. Oh, what a shot! Chaussette gives his team series points.
Wow, what a free flip from Chaussette.
Oh!
Look at the placement as well. SMPR 3 straight wins. Endpoint have looked brilliant in all these games, but SMPR are just finding a way.
I've been about 2 or 3 games much quieter.
Yeah, he has been a while.
Oh, how's he not putting that in? Okay, there you go, Relating Wave. Oh, dearie me.
Well, yeah, he has been quiet, but now finally a chance comes. He actually didn't want to throw himself at that one because he's not sure, as he's jumping, if Archie's got one.
One player looking to cause any sort of havoc that they can. Now, all 3 players on both teams are doing everything they can to be efficient. Seiko has got himself onto the board. Last one he had to relieve for Relating Wave. This one he can take for himself.
Goodness.
And at this rate, Champions Field could be inevitable.
This guy is just such a fiend.
That right into the path of Chaussette. Just wanted to see if a lack of angle would mean Chaussette would get a bad touch. Oh, Relating Wave. You don't need communication for something like that. That's telepathy.
He just knows that the opponents are going to respect another touch for Seiko. And he could see from his angle that there wasn't actually going to be another touch. Seiko continues moving towards the ball anyway, fakes out the defense. They all think he's going to be the one hitting it. Don't see Relating Wave coming from the defensive blind spot. Endpoint lead by 3. It looks like we will be headed to game 7-0 unless we get a bit of a comeback here. You can't miss that one. Endpoint double commit, and that is a horrendous double commit because 2 players are flying completely off into the middle of nowhere. No fast recoveries, and an easy goal for Archie.
You can see Metz didn't like that one. He's not smiling. Love to see what the devs would say if we went over to that 3rd series.
It's a tough one. I mean, you've got to see the rest of this one, of course, but oh my goodness, Seiko.
I know what we are seeing. We are definitely seeing Champions Field. Seiko has added to his tally, and he's got himself another brace.
Wow, he's done quite well here to land on the far side of the ball here. Long way back now for SMPR. Definitely would have been better to do it right here, right now. Oh, watch this. What a touch and what a finish. Relink Wave gets there. Look at the deftest of assists from Seiko.
Okay. All right, I see your Endpoint. I'm sure as much as I want to see that 3rd series, Endpoint, they want
the big moments. We will be headed to Champions Field, the 2nd series here. SMPR on the ropes, Endpoint on match point.
And faith is a fantastic word to use because it is that faith that's going to now be required from SMPR. They need to allow themselves that.
When the pressure reaches a climax. Endpoint have been here before. They beat BDS twice in Game 7. And they're already up in this Game 7 as well. Metza with a great read on his own forward touch. Puts them ahead, and playing Wave, Seiko will be absolutely delighted to see that. What a read by Metza. Recover quickly as well. You compare that to SMPR, they're having to react a bit more. They're not reading each other as quickly as Endpoint are. Now Metza puts in a second. Miss came in from SMPR at the worst possible time. Metza's crunching clear, putting them under pressure. Casio, unfortunately for SMPR, has crumbled.
Endpoint 3-0, undefeated. Now Tass the shot set. He's got it past one. Archie looks to go for it. A relating wave. Always in position. Always that steady hand. Drop off. Casio to Archie. Into the net.
What play by SMPR. They are fighting back in the enemy half now. Chaussette drops it down to Casio, sends it back post for Archie. And of course it would be Archie with the finishing touch, but look at it off the clock. Every single time the ball gets popped, that clock ticks closer to 0, ticks closer to an Endpoint win. Seiko! Oh! He's done it again!
Could have been anybody else. Seiko has been unbelievable, unreal, unstoppable, and undeniable. 3-1 Endpoint. And they are looking like they just will not be under any measure of doubt. There's another one. Relating Wave gets himself on the board. Everybody has got a goal, and they are heading towards that European Grand Prix Championship.
Well, that just simply has to be it. A kickoff in for the 2nd time this split. 2 undefeated runs through the bracket. They knocked out BDS with 2-4-3 wins. They've gone one better against SMPR here, 4-2, 4-3. These guys are demons once they reach the bracket. And I think everybody's an Endpoint fan after seeing the scenes on the face cams. No better place to be in the Rocket League scene right now than that boot camp. I'm sure they're going to have a great time tonight. But SMPR, what a fight they showed us. That is promising for their run to Sweden as well. Down, but not out. Couldn't produce the quality Endpoint did in the most important games. But to get to those games...
Joining us on the line right now. Seiko, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, guys.
I want to know if you guys thought that you'd be getting another one and that you already got one. Did you think that you would win another one in this split specifically with how good all the teams are in Europe?
To be fair, we won the first. The second, we do a top 9. We don't go on the playoff. So I lose a bit of confidence, and we go again on boot camp. And I see we play good in the semi-final. So the finals, we don't have a reason to not win, and we won. So that's insane.
Well, I mean, bien joué, mon ami. It was amazing to see you guys playing on boot camp again. And I know for you, you really wanted to get back into that boot camp environment with your teammates. What is it that you find so special about boot camp?
I think it just we are. Why you do that? we just I don't know. We are so focused. We are together, so we don't tilt. We don't how we say that. We don't panic. We That's really more easy to play in bootcamp than in the house. Like first, for me, when I play in my house, I panic so much compared when I play in the bootcamp. So
It's good. It's definitely the right direction, especially with the major coming up. I got a couple of questions for you, Seiko. One, have you competed at a LAN before? And two, depending on that answer, how excited are you to go to Sweden?
that's pretty good, and we won the regional, so more confident for going in Sweden. But really excited, and let's try to win this tournament too.
Focus.
I mean, right now, you guys are sitting at the top of Europe. You have got 792 points, 11 points clear of Dignitas. At the start of the season, you were the pickup for Endpoint. You were what was going to change that team. Did you imagine that your first season of the RLCS would have you sitting at the top of Europe? And how does it feel now that you're there?
I really did not expect that. I mean, for me, when we do the first top 8, I'm be really happy because that's what I want to do. And now we just won 2 regionals, so that's insane. And I'm really happy for my first RLCS to do that.
Yeah, imagine like that. The first time in, and you're at the top. That's all you've known is being the best now.
Yeah, and improve myself too. So for the future, that's cool.
It really is. It really is, man. Seiko, I want to give you the floor right now. It's all yours. If you want to do it in French, if you want, or English, but you can shout out to anybody you want since you guys won.
I have no idea what you say.
If you'd like to give any shout outs, you can do that.
Oh, okay. Let me thank you, Endpoint, all the people support us, and just let's get it for the major.
Congratulations, Seiko. Thank you for joining us, and good luck at the major in Sweden.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.